Hey, Tuberinos. You know who. How you doing? Welcome, and I have had a cornucopia of comments on one of my latest videos, and I want to go over some of them. So my day off, I just jumped in here, and we're gonna read these comments. I, of course, am a little unshaven and bummish in appearance, but I have had a couple of days off, and in fact, I hate shaving. Yes, I do. So here I am in all my unshaven glory, because that's just the way I roll. That's right. That's how it works. So let's get to it. Yeah, so let's look at some of these comments. Some good stuff. You know, I am really gratified to know some of you people, even in the most distant sense, because this is some good stuff. And I am really reassured to know that there are people out there with some good, straight thinking. Check this out. Check this out. Here we go. For example, on my latest video about sex slaves in the Muslim world, Scented Nectar commented, "Holy fuck, hand me the button, please." The one that just blows up every theocracy still existing. I think it's about time. Tim the Loner then replied, "I want to press it first." Can't say as I blame you. Can't say as I blame you. And of course, Scented Nectar was kind enough to say, well, as long as the thing gets pressed, that sounds fine to me. And I agree. I agree. Let's press the button on theocracy everywhere, because it is most demonstrably a load of shit. Oh yeah. Oh, it sure is. Phoenix Rider says, "Oh la, just listen to her talk. What a cow. I bet she'd be furious if it was suggested to her that she should be forced into being a sex slave if captured by the military forces of a non-Muslim country." Oh, you are so right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can just picture that. Most definitely. And reading on, the other side 100 commented, "Hey, how you doing, TOS? If every man had a sex slave, then the underground sex slave industry would be gone?" What logic. It's interesting how the Muslim and Christian faiths both portray men as being helpless victims who cannot control themselves. Everyone knows that Eve beat up Adam and forced him to eat the apple, right? He just couldn't handle the temptation. Yeesh, what a crazy belief. Right your arm, man. Yeah, a little sad. A little sad, that belief, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure enough. And as Stan Marsh commented, yeah, sexual oppression really does mess things up, doesn't it? Yeah, it sure does. You know, it's disgusting. How can a person be so fucked up? As Hello Fixie commented. Definitely. Sounds like another suffrage is going to happen. I think it might be about time. Definitely. JMM commented, "How about they'll import vagina in a can from Japan? That'll sort out their problems." Nice. I like it. But personally, I think they're probably all just a little too repressed to deal with that. But that's a good suggestion. I like it. Let's see what else we got here. We got some really cool stuff in here, man. "I think all modern government that openly advocates slavery should be officially recognized as barbarous and uncivilized by all others." That comment by Deadbolt, because that is both barbarous and uncivilized. I tend to agree. The Stigma commented, I cannot adequately express in words how thoroughly offensive this is. The worst part that is possibly the point that they are suggesting all this just to get around the letter of the law so that they can do what they want anyway. If someone else has to suffer and be demeaned and abused to make them be able to rationalize it in their own heads, that's just fine, apparently. This kind of attitude is the very antithesis to everything I believe in. Me too. Thank you, Stigma. The Stigma. Thank you. Very well stated. And one of my very, very most favorite comments of all on this video, from DM Crispin. Hey DM, how you doing? "This is a huge insult to men. She's implying that men are sex-crazed beasts who can't control themselves when in the presence of a woman draped from head to toe in yards of fabric. usually showing only part of her face and hands. It's an insult to women too. We are not things or objects or walking orifices waiting only to be filled with penises. Well stated. And Muslims like this say they revere and protect their women. Yeah, right. What part of you can't own people don't they understand? Well stated. Well stated, DM. And thank you very much for recognizing that this is both insulting to men as well as it is to women. Many people haven't had that reaction, and of course they're very quick to condemn men for believing this way, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. But I'm very gratified that some people have seen that this is insulting to all people. At the same time, I think we all need to realize and recognize that this person, this woman in this video, is also a victim. Victim of a repressive culture that has made her think this way, both about her own sex and about the opposite. It's really quite sad. It really is. Thank you. Thank you for making that point. Here, somewhere. Ah, here we go. I assume this is a sarcastic comment. I really do. She should be gang raped for a few weeks. Maybe her opinion would change a little. It would not really be rape because we would just kidnap her and say she was a slave. So her God of peace and love would have no problem with it. Prodigy at 9. I assume you're being sarcastic. I'm also going to assume that you don't mean that literally, of course. Because as I just finished saying, this woman is quite clearly a victim of a repressive and sexist culture. Sexist both towards women and towards men. All of it coming out of what I consider a basically mad theocracy. Mad stuff. Oh wait, let's get one more in here. As P. Bueto pointed out, to avoid the sin of consensual sex, all you have to do is eliminate the consent. Brilliant. Sex equals sin. Rape is okay. Go figure. Yeah. And as Fuev finally commented, that's incredible. Wow, that's just incredible. Such a cavalier attitude towards sex slavery. It's a shame. What a world. Peace and long life to you all.